Hey guys, this is Shakir Mumtaz, as you know. Today I'm going to talk about a new article which I have recently written. This is about China in an American confrontation, which is very much in the news nowadays for quite some time. It is about the neighborhood of China in India, which is called uh, Indo-Pacific, whereas previously it used to be called as Asia Pacific, but now, as per the suitability to American interests, it has been renamed or imagined in a new way as Asia Pacific. So it's pretty intriguing. And I've written this article in a very much in detail, and it will especially be of interest to those who are interested in learning and knowing the situation beyond the just as some of the vlogs you might have seen. They're just there to sensationalize the things and put them in a very different ways where people can be attracted just for the sake of it. But this article is only for the people who have some interest in learning and knowing the facts, which are not very commonly mentioned by most of the vloggers. So keep that thing in mind. And second thing is it's in English, and it might not be for those who can't understand the English very well. So they can try, but they most likely will be wasting their time. So please be mindful of that. But one thing for sure that those who will be reading this article will be learning a lot, and most likely would get a different perspective than often they hear on the television channels or especially in the vlogs. So this area, which is in the neighborhood of India as well as in the neighborhood of China, it has been renamed according to the American interests and exigencies. It is now named, famously known as Asia Pacific. It interestingly started some time back in some documents issued by the Australian government, and then finally it was cemented in some Japanese documents as well. And because it suits the interests and exigencies of the United States of America, so it is very well suited for those things. There are several factors which have contributed to this new name or the importance of this area, which are shifting economic balance, rise of China, and unipolarity of America coming to an end, loss of maritime dominance in the area. So these are few of the factors which have given importance to this particular region. And what happened that this area was being considered by America as its backyard because most of its allies in the area, like Japan, Philippines, Vietnam, Cambodia, were comparatively weaker labor and allies of the United States of America. So he never bothered except to treat this region as its own maritime backyard. But what happened that when the China started rising and it became one of the uh, maximum user of this DC lanes, and America comparatively got weaker. It has to readjust its position, which was very psychologically, which was not very easy to do, for because America has not done so in the past. And another thing which is very interesting here is that people should keep in mind that the Indian Ocean is not really the name because of the country India, but it has been there in the history from 1515 as Eastern Ocean or Erythraean Sea before it became known as Indian Sea, which is basically derived from the Indus Valley civilization, and so is the name for India derived from that civilization. So it's not that these names have been Indian Ocean has been derived from the country India, but both of them have derived their names from Indus civilization. What happened that in this area, India, by sheer chance of moving into the American camp, got this position of a sacrificial lamb, which was meant to be taking the brunt in case there is a face-off between India and China, and that was the role which was assigned to it, despite the fact that India does not fit in the club of Quad, which consists of four countries like Australia, Japan, United States, and India. India is the weakest of these countries and suffering from several of its own problems, and is an underdeveloped country, whereas all other three partners are developed countries, and they are not really going to face any direct confrontation with China. But what is happening now that, as expected of India, it has failed more in most of its overtures against China. Rather, it is working sheepishly or cowardly. Although America, to boost India's ego, has given it the status of strategic partner and allowed some purchases of ammunition and some membership to different atomic clubs and all that. But still, India has not come up to the expectation and still trying to avoid direct confrontation with China because most likely India knew that it cannot win the war with China, which is much more sophisticated and developed country. And there is an Indian descent scholar based in Singapore. He, out of just sheer fascination or hubris or love for his descendants' homeland, India, has suggested to milk both the cows instead of having confrontation or clash with China. Milk both the cows, China and India at the same time, in a very cunning way. But it didn't work. It doesn't work that way in today's world because if India can be smart, other countries are not stupid either. But there is another guy, Kishore Raja Mohan. He is a professor in Carnegie of India. He has come up with a very rational and logical suggestion that India should be psychologically ready to give up some of its territory and accept China as the emerging or emerged superpower of the region, or even if it has to be accepted as the world power pretty soon. So India should be ready for that. That, in my opinion, is a very rational and practical suggestions. Suggestion given by Professor C. Raja Mohan. Because India anyway is going to be a dominant power in the loose rule-based multipolar world order. And another thing that most of the people are talking about, the Third World War or China confronting America or America attacking China. So, according to my analysis, it's not going to happen because neither China nor America has the appetite for this war, or no, neither of them can even sustain this war for a longer period of time, because it would have very devastating effect on their economies as well as on the world economy. And after suffering from COVID, none of these countries or the world can handle that kind of wasteful confrontation. Japan was, when Mr. Abe was in power, was a little bit eager to have some confrontation with China, but after he has been replaced by a new guy, so there is no such zeal left, even at the in the quarters of Japanese as well, and they in fact Japan and Australia both have joined the new RCEP initiated by China, which is remarkable defeat or setback to American endeavors to win over China. Apart from all these things, there are a lot of facts I have given in this facts and figures given in this article. I would like you to just read this with the intent of learning and understanding the world politics and how the things work. And if you're really interested, just you have to read it and then give me your candid opinion, as I always ask, and subscribe to my channel. I mean, it's a fairly lengthy article, so I won't be able to bore you here with my utterances narrating all the facts and figures, because it might become boring for you. So I'll rather leave it to you to read it and then give me your opinion or comments, or even if you want to disagree, I would still appreciate that, because it always gives me something to think about and put it in a more cogent and logical way. So thank you very much, and see you next time. Please don't forget, I hate to ask this, but please subscribe to the channel and pass it on to other people so that they can benefit from what I'm doing here sitting in America. Thank you and have a good day.